asked for it. I just dropped my pick.
Pick it up.
It's a good solution.
Yeah. Anybody here grow up in a small town? I did as well. The little town I grew up in Illinois was one of those Midwestern river towns, industrial place. In the 1950s, there was 3 really good factories there. They built, one built window hinges and door frames and door latches and doorknobs. One of them actually made nuts and bolts. And the last one was a big steel and wire factory. They made barbed wire, spooled steel wire. My little town was about 9,000 people. And the neighboring town right across the river was about 13,000. So, community of just under 25,000 people. By the time I went to high school, all those jobs were gone. The factories were gone. And when the factories are gone, all that's left is the people. And my dad was one of the guys who stayed there. He was a school teacher. And a school teacher in a town where all the jobs have gone away, they don't make a lot of money. So we qualified for free lunch there at school. But I didn't know it until I was about 25. Because the free lunch kids got a different colored ticket and stood at the front of the line. And so everybody in the school knew who the poor kids were. Yeah, and then when I got to be a sophomore in high school, we had one of those tax referendums, trying to raise property taxes just a slight amount to fund the school because school budget was being cut, and that failed, of course, so we had to fire a dozen teachers and cut a bunch of sports and cut foreign languages. And then the kicker, when I got to be a senior, our school superintendent was arrested and fired for using the school budget to buy about 12 computers, I think, for his family members and pay off a bunch of his debts. So I kind of got thinking about that, thinking about small town life, you know. A lot of country songwriters write songs about how great small town life is, but really it's just kind of about what your situation is. And when you got a community built around a bunch of factories that then are gone, you know, you're just left with not a whole lot. But that's what's called in a small town. Get too big in a pond that small. No coffee shop and no shopping mall in a small town. We take it day to day. Nose to the grindstone, let the rich folks play. Well, the poor kids go to the front of the line, get a free school lunch and a real hard time in a small town. It's a looking glass, looking for dear old dad, and it's your own face staring right back. Remember your grandma, they wave at your kids. Everybody knows what your mama did in a small town. We'll go sit in the pew, wear a nice clean shirt, kick the mud off your shoe. The school principal took a felony charge for 6 laptops and 15 large in a small town. You know the sun shines bright. Now he's selling cigarettes and pumping gas all night. True story. Be a granddad by age 42 with child support and alimony due in a small town. You gotta wear big shoes. When it's all been pissed away, there's nothing left to lose. I saw my little league coach on the evening news. Had a big beer gut and a real short fuse in a small town. You take it on the chin. Throw your cares out the window, trouble's running back in. Too big in a pond that small. No coffee shop and no shopping mall in a small town. Take it day to day. Nose to the grindstone, let the rich folks play. Well, I got nowhere to go, so I might as well stay. But my wife grew up about 30 minutes outside of a town of 2,000 people, right in the middle of the Missouri Ozarks where people go to hide. And we met in college, and we've pretty much lived in cities since then. And that's always been our dream to find a little farm. And about 3 years ago, we found it. We live in way up in the northeast corner of Johnson County, where the plat map that sits in the Johnson County Historical Society over our plot of land, somebody had written trash land, because no good for farming, but real good for being alone and getting away from everything. So we've got mostly woods and timber, been some pasture, but we do have a prairie strip kind of running out of the timber. The first summer we were there was 2021, and the whole hillside turned purple with bergamot flowers. And then that summer I saw more species of butterflies than I'd ever seen in my life. And our favorite thing used to be to find our favorite bar in town and hang out there or go to see some live music. But it seems like the last couple of years our favorite thing to do is sit in the back porch and listen to the bullfrogs sing at night. So I wrote this one for my wife. This is called Fifths and Thirds. Swallowtail butterflies are dancing in the breeze, in the bergamot and asters and wild apple trees. It's 15 miles over and up and around, and the city lights fade into darkness. Remember, my darling, when we were just kids, we put the weight of the world on everything that we did. Then along come the little ones making 2 + 2, and we laughed and told stories together. And now the song plays loud when the moon rolls around, and the bullfrogs know all the words. So will you hold my hand tight on the back porch tonight and sing along in fifths and thirds? Your hands in the ground. It's funny how it happens when we've all but given in. The daffodils show us their faces, and someday we might see a snowstorm so big that the only way to save you is to pray and to dig. And now it's time for bare shoulders, and it's time for drinking wine. Let's soak up the sunshine this summer and hear the song play loud when the moon rolls around, and the bullfrogs know all the words. So will you hold my hand tight on the back porch tonight and sing along in fifths and thirds? beard all turns gray, will you still say you love me at the end of the day? Will you still wear those earrings that shine on your cheek? And I promise I'll still call you darling. And now the song plays loud when the moon rolls around, and the bullfrogs know all the words. So will you hold my hand tight on the back porch tonight and sing along in 5th and 3rd? We're gonna sing it in 5ths and in 3rds. Thank you.